What's up, ATBL family? Coming to you with this video today, which would be out on the water, but the weather don't know it's a variation here in Georgia, here in Atlanta, you know. So we stuck in the bass layer, about that bass life layer, you know what I mean? So I wanted to make a quick video because I was asked, what baits do I use in the summertime? You know those days, man, when it's like 90, 100 degrees before like noon. Like, the fish are still there. I mean, you know, but certain baits won't work, obviously, you know, so you have to go through that process. So what I want to talk to y'all about right now is the baits that I use, because a lot of the times in the summer the water is receding from the banks, and you know, when the fish kind of retreat out, they just go to like deeper water. So a couple of baits I use is, you know, like if you're in about 18, 19 feet of water, for those that got depth finders, right? And you know, you find a school, you could run this guy right here, the Strike King deep diving crank. You can run this guy down there and you can get some good success, you know. So says it goes about 25.5, but you know how they advertise stuff. So I said, if you're in about 18, 19 feet of water, this guy would be perfect right here. This would be the perfect guy. And yeah, so that's the deep diving crankbait. You know, that'll be one of my go-tos in deep water. And also in deep water, you know, I would also go with, let's say, this guy right here. Now, some of you might be looking crazy, like, what is that, a snake? Nah, if it was a snake, I would not be holding it. Trust me on that. So, this 14-inch worm, you just let that guy sink down to the bottom and just slowly drag it on the bottom. And what this right here does, excuse that plane going over. Alright, Atlanta Hartsville. But what this does, this will catch your mundos. Very few times I've ever got bit or caught a fish that it was a small one. So we got, for now, we got the deep diving crank, and we got the 14-inch worm. Don't be afraid of this. You gotta have this in your arsenal, man. You know, if you want to catch those big ones. And like, also what I would do too, I would throw this guy right here. You know, you can never go wrong with the jig. And I put like a raid swimmer as like a trailer. You know what I mean? And a lot of the times they can't resist this. They'll hit it on the fall. And if it does hit the bottom, just kind of pop it up, let it go down, pop it up, let it go down. You can get some good success on this jig too. So don't sleep on the jig. Whenever in doubt, go with the jig sometime. You know, with the raid swimmer as the trailer. And I typically go with the white. I'll go with the black depending on the days. If it's sunny, if it's overcast, you know, that dictate my colors. And I'll do another video about that, breaking down the different colors. But for now, we're gonna just keep it simple. So we got the deep diving crank, we got the 14-inch worm, we got the jig so far. Now, I know a lot of y'all, if y'all like me, you know, y'all like that, y'all love that topwater fishing. I mean, that's like my favorite. You know, if I could choose one time a day that I could fish, it'll probably be before the sun come up. Absolutely. You know, so what I would do then, I would either go with this guy right here, ⁶ frog, the Vega frog. Had a lot of success with this guy too. Also the 𝐥𝐢𝐤𝐞 filthy frog. I love that too. I actually got a video of, I'll leave the link down in the description, where the bite was tough that day. The only bite I got was the fish that I caught. It was about a 2-pounder on the 𝐥𝐢𝐤𝐞 filthy frog, but The 6th Vega frog is also a good one for early morning, late in the evening, because in the beginning of the summer, the frog bite is pretty much like all through the day. I mean, you can kind of get away with it all through the day, but as the summer progresses, it's only going to be like 2 times a day that your odds are going to be high of getting one on the frog. And that's going to be typically the early mornings and the late evenings. Now, I'm kind of out on the late evenings, because that's when those creepy crawlers come out. You know, I had an incident where a cottonmouth swam up on me. You know, right when it was getting dark. And yeah, that was kind of testy. So the Vega frog, the Googan filthy frog, any kind of frog, it depends on you. It depends on you, your budget, whatever. Bass fishing can be expensive, but that's all on you. If you want to make it expensive, then fine, it'll be expensive. If you want a bass fish on a budget, you could certainly do that and catch just as many as the guys who have the sponsorships and getting the free expensive stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's on you. So also, out and about, sometimes you can have those deep ledges, but the fish will be kind of suspended, kind of halfway between the bottom and the top. You know, like you can look on your depth finders and find like some cover out there, and you can put this guy right along that cover. Now, back in the days, they were called Zara spooks. So that's typically what I always refer to them as, you know. And this is a 3DB Yozuri, and the color is pencil. The color is pencil, but I call it bone color. And you could just work it, stop. Work it, stop. Now, a lot of those schooling fish, again, sorry for the plane. A lot of those schooling fish, when they see it, they'll come up and hit it. You know, so we got the bone variation of the Zara spook, we'll just call it that. And also for the morning, and also this popping perch frog too. You know, don't sleep on that one too, for the early morning. And the Googan revolver, early morning. And this is their version of the whopper plopper. The whopper plopper has this little spinning mechanism in the back, but the revolver has theirs right there. And I kind of prefer this one, you know, not to start any kind of controversy or anything, but I kind of like it better here, because in the back, a lot of, if you're coming through grass, sometimes it get kind of messed up, and then sometimes the whopper plopper works fine, you know. But I'm not talking bad against the whopper plopper. I've caught a lot of fish on it, so it's not one of those kind of bashing videos. So the Googan revolver, keep that in your arsenal too. And out there on those mid-range ledges, can't go wrong with the trap. You know, you can never go wrong with a trap. I mean, you can go wrong with Dak's rattle trap. You can never go wrong with that. So always keep a rattle trap in the arsenal. And then for some of those, if you're not in that deep range, and you need some shallow running crankbaits, you know, I bought this little kit at Walmart. It's the 𝐥𝐸𝐬𝐿 Trail. See, I don't just use the expensive ones. You know, I fish on the budget also. You know, so nah, my channel relate to the everyday guy. Let that plane go. But yeah, they got, you know, the minnow. It goes down about 3.5 feet. The other crankbaits, you know, they go down 4 to 6 feet. Their version of the trap, the rattle trap, 2 to 2.5, 3.5 feet. And yeah, that whopper plopper too. Well, over here, the whopper plopper is also good in the morning time too. So, and also, man, you know, never go wrong with, you know, the pumpkin seed chartreuse tail lizard from Young. You know, Texas rig that guy, put him out there and do what you do. So yeah, those are the baits that I would recommend for the summer. The big worm, the deep diving crank, the frog, popping perch, and the 6 cents. Definitely the jig. You gotta keep a jig in your arsenal. People sleep on the jig because it's like a subtle bait, but definitely keep the jig. The jig catch big ones. And you know, the trap. And in the mornings you can also put that buzz bait, you know, alongside some of that structure that you might see, like a stomp bass love cover. You know, so whenever you see it in the water, sometimes you don't need to find where the bass are. As long as you see anything like laydowns, trees laying in the water, stumps coming up, a lot of lily pads, stuff like that, bass love to be up under that because they don't have this one thing that we have, and it's called eyelids. So anytime they can get out of the sun, you know, they can't close their eyes like we can. So any chance they get to get out the sun, they're gonna go for that. And they're ambush kind of predators too, so they like to hide behind stuff. You know, so there we go, man. I mean, got a lot of stuff, you know, like, and you can do any variations of those, you know, but those are the ones I keep for like summertime. And as the summer progresses, it'll kind of change up, and I'll do another video on that. So I want to thank y'all. Remember, comment, like, and most of all, subscribe to the channel. You know, help us grow. You know, like I said, I got a lot of stuff around here. You know, if I could get those comments up, those likes up, and those subscriptions up, you know, we'll do some giveaways. You know, I'm gonna do a video where the guy won, one of my subscribers, he won the 𝐥𝐤𝐬𝐷, the Black Max bait casting reel. So I'm gonna do a video to where I'm presented to him because he's kind of local around Atlanta. So it kind of, and I just didn't choose that guy randomly. You know, like it was a random thing, and just so happens he's here in Atlanta, so I could just meet up with him and we'll do that video. But again, thank y'all for tuning in, and we're growing, we're gonna get better. Thank y'all so far. Thank y'all for the future. And ATBL_fishing on IG, About That Bass Life TV on YouTube, and remember, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I love y'all. Peace out.